Have you ever had that moment when everything seemed calm, even without knowing why? A silent, almost inexplicable peace takes over your heart. It's not relief, it's not distraction, it's not conformity. It's as if something inside you says, everything is okay, it's coming. What if I told you that this state of inner peace is actually the greatest sign that your manifestation is about to happen? Yes, this might surprise you, because for a long time we've been taught that manifesting something requires effort, extreme focus, intense visualization, and even anxiety disguised as faith. But what few people talk about, and what you'll discover now, is that the true sign that the universe is about to deliver what you asked for isn't agitation but tranquility. It's when you stop chasing after it and start to feel like you're already on the path. Have you ever experienced this? This inner peace isn't an absence of movement, it's a presence of trust. It's as if your energy field is finally aligned with what you desire. And when that happens, you no longer need to force anything, you simply know. It's as if the universe is whispering, now you are ready. Stay with me until the end, because what we'll explore in this video could completely change the way you understand manifestation and the prosperity of the universe. We'll talk about that magical moment when you stop seeking and start receiving. And no, this isn't theory, it's energetic practice, it's vibration, it's alignment. It's the kind of knowledge that transforms not only what you attract, but who you are while attracting. Imagine you're in a river. As you fight the current, everything seems difficult, tiring, and frustrating. But when you relax and let yourself go, the flow takes you exactly where you want to go, effortlessly, without resistance. This is the perfect metaphor for understanding the power of inner peace in manifestation. When you enter this state, you're not giving up, you're trusting. And this trust is magnetic. Prosperity in this context isn't just about money or external achievements. It's about feeling abundant before you even see the results. It's about vibrating at the frequency of what you want, to the point where you no longer need to prove anything. You feel it, you know it, and the universe responds. Maybe you're going through a similar moment right now. Maybe you've felt this calm and haven't understood what it means. Or maybe you're still searching for this state, thinking you need to do more, think more, desire more. But what if the secret is to do less and feel more? What if peace is a sign that you're already in tune with what you asked for? What follows will show you exactly why this state of tranquility is so powerful and how you can cultivate it to accelerate your manifestations. Because when you understand the role of inner peace, everything changes. The way you vibrate, the way you attract, the way you live. Let's dive into this together. And as you connect with this idea, that inner peace can be the clearest sign that your manifestation is on its way. Perhaps something inside you is already stirring. A memory, a feeling, an experience you've had that's now beginning to make sense from a new perspective. If this topic resonates with you, leave a comment below with what has touched you most so far. Your story may inspire others going through the same process. And more than that, when you share, you strengthen this community that believes in the prosperity of the universe and the power of vibration. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, please give the video a like. This really helps keep this message alive and active, reaching those who truly need to hear it. And if you feel this kind of conversation resonates with you, subscribe to the channel right now. This way, you'll continue receiving content that fuels your journey of manifestation, expansion, and connection with the abundance that already exists within you. Your participation here is what makes this channel grow and reach more people with this type of content. It's as if together we're creating a vibrational network that spreads and transforms, and that's powerful. Now let's go deeper into this journey. Now I want to delve even deeper into this topic, because understanding what manifestation truly is can completely change how you relate to your desires, your decisions, and even the behind-the-scenes aspects of your own journey. Many people believe that manifesting is simply wishing for something strongly, repeating affirmations, and waiting for the universe to deliver. But the hidden truth behind manifestation goes far beyond that. Manifesting within universal prosperity isn't about wanting, it's about being. It's about energetically aligning yourself with what you desire, to the point of becoming compatible with that reality before it even materializes. When you manifest consciously, you're not just asking for something. You're adjusting your frequency, your mindset, your vibrational field, so that it becomes a reflection of what you want to attract. And this requires more than words. It requires presence. It requires internal transformation. It requires a subtle but profound change in how you feel about what you desire. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you vibrate as truth. That's why inner peace is so powerful in this process. It's not a passive state, as many think. It's a clear sign that you've moved out of scarcity mode, urgency mode, doubt mode, and into a mode of trust, surrender, and quiet certainty. And this shift in state has a direct impact on your ability to manifest. When you're at peace, you're not waiting for something to happen. You're already living as if it were already real. And that's the key. Manifestation doesn't happen when you're desperate for an answer. It happens when you've already become the answer, when you're already vibrating as someone who has, who is, who lives what they desire. And this isn't about pretending or deceiving yourself. It's about accessing a version of yourself that already exists in potential and beginning to act, think, and feel like that. It's an energetic decision, a conscious choice to leave the realm of doubt and enter the realm of certainty. This certainty doesn't have to be loud. It can be quiet, serene, almost imperceptible, but it is firm, it is stable. And when you reach this point, everything starts to move in your favor. Coincidences increase, signs intensify, opportunities appear, not because you're chasing them, but because you're aligned. And the universe responds to your vibration like a mirror. No judgment, no filters, just reflecting what you emanate. This is the beauty of conscious manifestation. It doesn't depend on physical effort, but on energetic attunement. And this attunement begins within you, in your emotional field, in your mindset, in your daily choices. It's as if you were tuning an internal antenna to capture the frequency of what you desire. And when this attunement happens, you feel it. You can't help but feel it. It's a peace that needs no explanation, a tranquility that carries an invisible but powerful certainty. Maybe you're starting to realize this now. Maybe you've experienced moments when everything seemed to fall into place, even without understanding how. And maybe, at this very moment, you're closer than you think to manifesting something great. Because the peace you feel isn't the end, it's the sign that the beginning is about to happen. Comment below, "This makes sense to me," just so I know you're on this journey too. There's a hidden truth that needs to be revealed. Anxiety doesn't accelerate manifestation. On the contrary, it blocks the flow. And this can be disconcerting for those who've always believed that thinking intensely about what they want, mentally repeating the request 1,000 times, or maintaining a constant state of alertness was the key to attracting what they want. But the reality is different, and understanding this can be a turning point in your journey. Anxiety stems from attachment, and attachment, as much as it may seem like a display of desire, is actually a sign of scarcity. When you're attached to something, you're vibrating in lack, not abundance. You're telling the universe, even if unconsciously, "I don't have this yet, and I desperately need it to happen." This vibration creates resistance. It's like trying to push a door that only opens by pulling. The more force you exert, the more it closes. And that's where inner peace comes in as a powerful signal. Because when you're at peace, you're not vibrating in absence. You're vibrating in trust. You're saying to the universe, "I know it's coming. I don't need to control it. I just need to be ready." This shift in mindset has a profound impact. It transforms your energy, your posture, your decisions. You stop acting out of fear and start acting out of alignment. Behind the scenes of manifestation, what really counts isn't how much you want something, but how willing you are to trust the process. And trust isn't about passively waiting. It's about living with presence, with lightness, with openness. It's about allowing things to come to you without the need to control every detail. This takes courage, because letting go of control is one of the most challenging decisions we can make. But it's also one of the most liberating. Anxiety makes us believe we're doing something useful, that we're in motion, but often this movement is just directionless agitation. It's like running in circles while thinking you're moving forward. Peace, on the other hand, is silent. It's subtle, but it's firm. It places you at the center of your own energy field, and it's from this place that manifestation happens most fluidly. This revelation may seem counterintuitive, especially if you grew up hearing that if you don't chase, you don't achieve. But in conscious manifestation, chasing can be precisely what keeps you from what you want. Because the universe doesn't respond to haste. It responds to clarity, and clarity arises from calm, from inner certainty, from the absence of noise. Perhaps you're now realizing that the anxiety that's been with you for so long isn't a sign that you're on the right path. It's an invitation to stop, breathe, and realign, to step out of urgency mode and into presence mode, because it's in this state that things start to happen. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're allowing it. Comment, I'm on this journey too, just so I know you're feeling this shift inside. Understanding inner peace as a sign of vibrational alignment is one of the most transformative revelations of this journey. And it's not just beautiful to hear, it's real, it's practical, it's perceptible. When you feel this peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances, it's because something inside you is already vibrating at the same frequency as what you desire. It's like tuning a radio station. When you're on the right frequency, the sound is clear, free from noise, free from interference. You don't need to desperately turn the knob, just adjust gently, and the connection happens. This peace isn't the absence of problems. It's not an escape from reality. It's not conformity. It's presence. It's when you're so aligned with what you want that there's no longer room for doubt. You no longer need to convince yourself it will happen. You simply feel it already happening. And this feeling is powerful. It changes your posture, your energy, your way of seeing the world. You begin to notice signs, synchronicities, small movements that previously went unnoticed, because now you're attentive but not anxious. You're receptive but not needy. You're vibrating, not just waiting. Behind the scenes of manifestation, this peace is like a secret code that the universe recognizes. It's as if you're saying, I trust, I am ready. And this readiness doesn't come from rushing, it comes from clarity. It comes from the decision to stop fighting the flow and start flowing with it. And this requires a shift in mindset, because we've been conditioned to believe that we only achieve something when we're in constant motion, when we're doing, seeking, trying. But the truth is that the most profound impact comes when you learn to be what you desire, to be the vibration of what you want to attract. This transformation begins when you realize you no longer need to prove anything. You no longer need to justify yourself or compare yourself. You just need to align yourself. And this alignment is silent, it's internal, it's intimate. It's as if you're adjusting your frequency to match the reality you want to live. And when this happens, everything around you begins to respond. The people, the opportunities, the paths. Not because you're chasing, but because you're sending the right signal. This is the beauty of conscious manifestation. It doesn't depend on physical effort, but on energetic attunement. And this attunement begins within you, in your emotional field, in your mindset, in your daily choices. It's as if you were tuning an internal antenna to capture the frequency of what you desire. And when this attunement happens, you feel it. You can't help but feel it. It's a peace that needs no explanation, a tranquility that carries an invisible but powerful certainty. Maybe you're starting to realize this now. Maybe you've experienced moments when everything seemed to fall into place, even without understanding how. And maybe, at this very moment, you're closer than you think to manifesting something great. Because the peace you feel isn't the end. It's the sign that the beginning is about to happen. Comment there. This makes sense to me. Just so I know that this frequency is already vibrating inside you. There's a paradox that defies everything we've been conditioned to believe. It's when you let go that you receive. And that's not just a pretty phrase. It's a revelation that has the power to completely transform your manifestation journey. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is trust. It's when you stop chasing and start walking lightly, knowing that the universe is already doing the work behind the scenes. Often, what blocks manifestation isn't a lack of desire, but excessive control, the constant attempt to define how, when, and through what you want will arrive. And this control, however rational it may seem, is a subtle form of resistance. It's like trying to push a river in the opposite direction. You get tired, frustrated, and still don't move forward. But when you let go, when you trust, something shifts. The energy reorganizes, the pieces begin to fit together, and what seemed distant begins to naturally approach. This surrender has a profound impact on your mindset. It takes you out of survival mode and puts you into creation mode. You stop acting out of fear and start acting out of alignment. And this doesn't mean stopping doing things, but rather doing them with lightness, presence, and clarity. It's a silent but powerful transformation. And anyone who's experienced it knows exactly what I'm talking about. I remember a story that struck me. a woman who spent years trying to manifest a healthy relationship. She read every book, did every technique, visualized every day, but nothing happened. Until one day, exhausted, she decided to stop. Not out of giving up, but out of surrender. She began to take care of herself, to reconnect with her essence, to live more lightly. And it was in this state of peace that she met someone. Without effort, without expectations, without control. She let go and the universe delivered. This kind of revelation shows us that manifestation isn't about doing more, but about being more. Being more you, being more present, being more confident. And this confidence doesn't have to be loud, it can be quiet, serene, almost invisible, but it's firm, it's stable. And when you reach this point, everything starts to move in your favor. Surrender is a decision, a conscious choice to leave the realm of doubt and enter the realm of certainty. And this certainty doesn't come from outside, it's born within. It's as if you're saying to the universe, I trust so much that I no longer need to control. And this vibration is magnetic. It attracts, it connects, it transforms. Maybe you're living this moment right now. Maybe you're feeling like you no longer need to chase, that something inside you is calmer, lighter, more open. And that's a sign that you're ready to receive. Because when you let go, you open space. And it's in this space that the universe acts. Right there. I'm on this journey too. Just so I know you're feeling this movement inside. Recognizing the symptoms of inner peace is like discovering a silent language the universe uses to tell you it's coming. And this language doesn't come in words, it comes in sensations. It comes in subtle states that, when you start paying attention, reveal much more than any external sign. It's as if your body, mind, and energy begin to align with something greater, and you simply feel it. One of the first signs is lightness. Not a superficial lightness, but a lightness that seems to dissolve the weight of worries, urgencies, and internal demands. You wake up and feel like you don't need to rush anymore, that everything is fine, that time is on your side. And this doesn't mean everything is resolved in the external world, but inside you, something has already settled. It has quieted. It has found a place of peace. Another very common symptom is a lack of worry, not because you've become indifferent, but because you've started to trust. It's as if your anxiety loses its power, as if your racing thoughts slow down on their own. You begin to realize that you no longer need to control everything, that you can simply allow it. And this permission makes room for something new, something that doesn't depend on your effort, but on your commitment. Spontaneous gratitude is also a powerful signal. You begin to feel gratitude for simple things, for small moments, for details that previously went unnoticed. And this gratitude doesn't come because something grand happened. It comes because you're present, because you're connected, because you're vibrating at a frequency that recognizes the beauty of the present. And this vibration is magnetic. It attracts more reasons to be grateful, more experiences that reflect this peace. Have you felt this lately? That feeling that, even without knowing exactly what will happen, you're okay, you're at peace, you're whole. It's as if a part of you knows everything is falling into place, even if your eyes can't see it yet. And this feeling is one of the greatest signs that your manifestation is near. Because when you feel like everything is already right, you stop vibrating in lack and start vibrating in presence, in abundance, in certainty. This shift is subtle, but it has a profound impact. It transforms your mindset, your decisions, and the way you move through the world. You stop searching outside and start recognizing within. And this recognition is what activates the vibrational field of manifestation. It's what makes the universe respond, not to your desire, but to your vibration. Because that's what it hears, that's what it recognizes, that's what it mirrors. Maybe you're experiencing this moment right now. Maybe you've felt this lightness, this calm, this gratitude for no apparent reason. And maybe, without realizing it, you're already vibrating at exactly the frequency of what you asked for. Because peace isn't the end of the journey, it's the sign that you're ready to receive. Comment, this makes sense to me, just so I know that this peace is already touching you in some way. Now I want to delve even deeper into this topic, because sometimes all we need to believe is that someone else has been there, that this inner peace that seems so subtle, so silent, can actually be the turning point. And I want to tell you a story that impacted me, not only because of the outcome, but because of the transformation that occurred in the process. It's the story of Luana, a follower who wrote to me a few months ago. sharing something that seemed simple but carried a powerful revelation. She had been trying to manifest a professional change for over 2 years. She had taken courses, sent out resumes, tried networking, and insisted every day that she deserved better, but nothing was happening. And the more she tried, the more frustrated she became. Until, in a moment of emotional exhaustion, she decided to stop, not out of giving up, but out of surrender. She began to manage her own energy, meditate without expecting anything in return, walk without thinking about goals, write about what she had already achieved instead of what she still needed to achieve. And that's when something changed. She told me that, for the first time in a long time, she woke up feeling lighter. There was no longer that urgency, that internal pressure. She was at peace. And it was precisely in this state that, without warning, she received a job offer that was not only better than anything she had imagined, but also came with benefits she didn't even know she needed. The offer came from someone she had met years ago and who, out of the blue, decided to reach out. There was no effort. There was a connection. This story isn't about luck. It's about alignment. It's about the impact that inner peace has when you truly let go, when you stop trying to control the timing, the path, the shape, and start trusting that the universe knows exactly how to deliver what's yours. Luana didn't change the external world. She changed the internal world. And that change was enough for everything around her to begin responding. The most beautiful thing about all this is that she wasn't waiting. She was living. She was present. She was whole. And this presence is magnetic. It's as if the universe was saying, now yes, you're ready. And this doesn't just happen to her. It happens to those who decide to leave scarcity behind and enter vibrational abundance, to those who choose to trust, even without guarantees, to those who understand that peace isn't the absence of movement, but a sign that the right movement has already begun. Maybe you know someone who's experienced something similar, or maybe you're experiencing it right now without realizing it. That seemingly inexplicable calm can be the beginning of a major turning point. Because when you enter this state, you're not waiting for something to happen. You're already vibrating as if it had. And this vibration is what activates the field of manifestation. It's what opens doors, connects people, and reveals paths. Now I want to delve even deeper into this subject, because understanding that inner peace isn't an isolated event, but rather a state that can be cultivated daily, completely changes how you approach life. And here comes a truth that many people ignore. This peace doesn't fall from the sky. It's built. It's nurtured. It's the result of small decisions you make every day, even when everything seems out of whack. Cultivating this peace is like tending an inner garden. You don't see the results immediately, but with every gesture, every choice, every practice, something begins to blossom. And one of the most powerful ways to begin this process is through meditation. It doesn't have to be long or complex. It can be 5 minutes in silence, breathing consciously, observing your thoughts without judgment. This simple act begins to reorganize your energy, slow down the internal noise, and open space for presence. Another practice that has a profound impact is the use of affirmations, but not the ones you repeat mechanically, hoping something will change. I'm talking about affirmations you feel, that you choose with intention, that you say while looking into your own eyes, recognizing the truth behind each word. When you affirm with presence, you begin to reprogram your mindset. And this reprogramming is one of the keys to accessing inner peace. Visualization is also a powerful tool, as long as it's used without attachment. The most common mistake is to visualize with anxiety, trying to force a reality that hasn't yet arrived. But when you visualize lightly, as if playing with possibilities, as if connecting with a future version of yourself, you activate a different vibration. You're not asking, you're aligning. And this alignment is what opens space for manifestation. It's important to remember that this process isn't linear. There will be days when you'll feel this peace clearly, and others when everything seems confusing. And that's okay, because inner peace isn't a magic button you press and that's it. It's a process of construction, a journey, a path that requires presence, patience, and self-kindness. And the more you allow yourself to experience this process, the more you realize that peace doesn't depend on what's happening outside. It's born from what's being cultivated within. This transformation is silent, but it has a profound impact. It changes the way you react, the way you make decisions, the way you relate to time and results. You stop seeking guarantees and start trusting the flow, and this trust is what puts you in tune with what you desire. Because when you are at peace, you're not waiting for something to happen. You're already vibrating as if it has. Maybe you're starting to notice this now. Maybe you've already felt that even without major external changes, something inside you is lighter, clearer, more aligned. And this is a sign that you're cultivating the right frequency, the frequency of conscious manifestation, the frequency of quiet prosperity, the frequency of peace. When you enter this state of inner peace, something very special begins to happen energetically. And it's not just a good feeling, it's a real shift in your vibration. It's as if you're sending a clear signal to the universe saying, "I trust, I am ready." And the universe responds, not with words but with movement, with synchronicities, with opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, but which in fact have always been waiting for you to be on the right frequency. This vibration of tranquility has a direct impact on the energy field around you. It's as if you stop emitting noise and start transmitting a clean, stable, coherent frequency. And this coherence is magnetic. It attracts whatever resonates with it. People, situations, ideas, paths. Everything begins to align more fluidly. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're allowing it. And this permission is one of the most powerful forms of manifestation. It's as if the universe is saying, now you're ready to receive, to live, to expand. Because inner peace isn't an end, it's a portal that opens when you stop vibrating in doubt and start vibrating in certainty. And this certainty doesn't need to be explained. It's felt, it's recognized. It's the sign that you've left survival mode and entered conscious creation mode. Behind the scenes of this transformation, an energetic reorganization is taking place. Your thoughts become clearer, your emotions more balanced, your decisions more aligned. You begin to realize that you no longer need to fight against time or against results, because everything you need is already in motion, and this movement is activated by your vibration, by your surrender, by your peace. This is the hidden truth that many people haven't realized yet. The universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to who you are. And when you are peace, you attract peace. When you are trust, you attract trustworthy paths. When you are presence, you attract experiences that put you exactly where you need to be. It's an energetic dance, and you are the rhythm. Maybe you've felt this at some point, that phase where everything seemed to flow, even effortlessly, where things fell into place, people showed up, ideas emerged, and all of this happened because you were vibrating right. You were at peace, you were in tune, and this harmony is what transforms the journey, not only for what you achieve, but for who you become as you manifest. This shift in mindset is what opens the door to profound revelations. You begin to see beyond the obvious, to perceive patterns, to understand that each step has a purpose, and this understanding gives you freedom. Freedom to trust, to let go, to live more lightly, because now you know you're not alone, that there's a greater intelligence responding to your vibration, that there's an entire universe conspiring in favor of your peace. Comment there. That makes sense. To me. Just so I know that this vibration is already echoing inside you. After everything we've explored so far, perhaps you're beginning to realize that feeling peace isn't the end of the journey. It's the sign that the beginning is about to happen. And this changes everything. It changes the way you position yourself in the face of your desires, the way you interpret the silences of the universe, and even your relationship with time. Because when you understand that peace is an indication that something is aligning, you stop looking outside and start recognizing within. This peace isn't passivity, it's presence. It's the reflection of an internal transformation that happens when you stop vibrating in urgency and start vibrating in trust. And this trust doesn't need proof. It's silent but firm. It's as if you're saying to the universe without words, "I know it's coming. I don't need to rush anymore." And in that moment, something opens, something moves, something begins to manifest. The impact of this mindset shift is profound. You begin to make decisions with greater clarity, to see possibilities where before there was only doubt, to realize that what seemed distant is actually much closer than you imagined, because now you're vibrating differently. You're emitting a frequency that says, "I am ready," and the universe responds. Not because you asked forcefully, but because you've become compatible with what you desire. This compatibility isn't about deserving. It's about alignment. It's about being in tune with the version of you that already lives what you want to manifest. And this alignment begins with peace, with lightness, with spontaneous gratitude, with the absence of resistance, with surrender, with trust, with the silent certainty that everything is falling into place, even if you don't yet see the results. Behind the scenes of this journey, there's a hidden truth that few realize. The universe doesn't respond to your effort, it responds to your vibration. And when that vibration is one of peace, presence, and trust, you become a magnet for what you desire. Not because you're chasing it, but because you're vibrating as if you've already arrived. And this vibration is what transforms everything. Maybe you're feeling this right now. Maybe you're experiencing this moment of silence, calm, and pause. And perhaps, without realizing it, this is the clearest sign that your manifestation is about to happen. Because peace isn't the absence of movement, it's the beginning of the right movement. It's the starting point of a new reality that begins within, before revealing itself without. Comment: I'm on this journey too, just so I know that this piece is already preparing you for something bigger. If you've made it this far, it's because this message touched something deep inside you, and that says a lot about your journey. We built a connection throughout this video, not just of ideas, but of energy, presence, and purpose. So, if this content brought you clarity, made you breathe deeper, or simply felt like you're on the right path, please leave a like. This helps keep this exchange alive and allows more people to find this space for transformation. Take advantage and subscribe to the channel if you feel this kind of conversation is valuable for your journey. Here, we don't just talk about manifestation, we talk about awareness, about choices, about the silent impact that peace can have on our reality. And if you stayed until the end, comment: I'm with you until the end, just so I know you were there for every part of this journey. There's a video here that complements this topic and delves even deeper into this vibe. Click and stay with me there. The conversation still has a lot to reveal.